Fiona literally tried to commit fraud by submitting someone else's DNA under my name. This goes way beyond weird suspicions about my parentage. I ordered my own DNA test kit directly from the lab today. I'll submit my actual sample and get legitimate results that will prove I'm Dad's son. This is so much worse than I thought. Update 3, the DNA results came back and surprise surprise, I am definitely Dad's biological child. But Fiona's response to this proof has been absolutely unhinged and I'm starting to worry about her mental state. I got my results first because I had ordered my own kit directly from the lab while Fiona was still coordinating the family batch testing. My results showed exactly what I expected. 50% genetic match with Dad, clear genetic relationships with our aunts and cousins, European ancestry matching our known family background. Everything lined up perfectly with what you'd expect from someone who is definitely part of this family. I was honestly relieved to have scientific confirmation of something I'd never doubted. I thought this would finally end Fiona's bizarre adoption conspiracy and we could move on from this whole mess. I decided to show Fiona the results before sharing them with the rest of the family. I figured this would give her a chance to acknowledge she was wrong and maybe apologize for all the accusations and sabotage attempts. That was a mistake. When I showed Fiona my DNA results, she stared at them for a long time without saying anything. Then she started asking detailed questions about the testing process. Where did I order the kit? How did I submit the sample? Was I sure the lab didn't mix up samples? Had anyone else handled my test kit? I explained that I had ordered the kit directly from the company's website, submitted the sample myself, and tracked the entire process to make sure there was no contamination or mix-ups. The results were definitely accurate. Fiona's response was to accuse me of tampering with the test somehow. She said there was no way these results could be legitimate because she was certain that I wasn't Dad's biological child. She insisted that I must have figured out a way to manipulate the testing process. I asked her what possible evidence she had for thinking I wasn't Dad's son, and she started listing these completely random observations. She said I hold my fork differently than Dad does. She said my laugh sounds forced when I'm around family and I've always been too eager to fit in with the family, which she thinks proves I know I don't really belong. This is completely insane reasoning. She's taking normal human behaviors and twisting them into evidence of some grand deception about my parentage. But it gets worse. Fiona has decided that the solution is for everyone in the family to retake the DNA tests at a different lab. She says she doesn't trust the company we used and thinks we should get independent verification of the results using a different testing service. She's been calling family members individually to pitch this idea. She's telling them that DNA testing can be unreliable and it's important to confirm results using multiple labs. The really manipulative part is how she's framing this to Dad. She's not telling him that she thinks I'm adopted or that she tried to sabotage my original test. Instead, she's presenting herself as the careful, thorough researcher who wants to make sure our family genealogy project has the most accurate data possible. Dad thinks this sounds reasonable. He doesn't know about Fiona's adoption theory or her sabotage attempt, so to him, this just seems like Fiona being thorough about the genealogy project. He's agreed to take another test and has encouraged other family members to participate in the expanded research. Fiona has already ordered new test kits from a different company. She's coordinating the collection process again, which makes me nervous given her previous attempt at sabotage. But this time, I'm making sure Dad is present when I submit my sample, and I'm taking photos of the sealed kit to document the chain of custody. The frustrating part is that I know these new results will just confirm what we already learned. I will test as Dad's biological child again because that's what I am. But Fiona seems convinced that a different lab will somehow produce different results that support her adoption theory. I'm starting to think Fiona has developed some kind of delusional disorder focused on my parentage. She's constructed this conspiracy theory and is now rejecting any evidence that contradicts it. When reality doesn't match her beliefs, she's deciding that reality must be wrong. I'm tempted to tell Dad everything, but I'm worried he won't believe me. Fiona's behavior seems so rational on the surface that my accusations might sound like paranoid rambling. Plus, she's been very careful not to voice her adoption theory in front of Dad directly. I think my best strategy is to go along with the second round of testing and let the results speak for themselves. When the new lab confirms that I'm Dad's biological child, Fiona will have to face the fact that multiple independent tests have reached the same conclusion.